Everyone recommends this book, but no one warns you what it does to you. A Thousand Splendid Suns. Well, it stays with you. This is not just a sad story. It is uncomfortable, it is heavy, and at times it's hard to get through. But at the same time, you don't want to stop reading it either. Well, the story follows two women from completely different lives who are brought together in a way they never chose. But what starts as distance slowly turns into something much meaningful. And the scariest part, it all feels real sometimes. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, as you know, we are going to talk about A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. This is not just a book review. It is going to be an experience. So I'm going to quickly tell you about the book details. It is written by Khaled Hosseini. It falls under historical fiction and drama. It was published in 2007 and it is set in Afghanistan. This is the story of two women, Maryam and Leila, who were never supposed to meet, but somehow end up becoming the most important part of each other's lives. Well, Maryam's life starts off in a place where she constantly feels like she doesn't belong here. From a very young age, she understands what it means to be overlooked, to not really have a say in how her life turns out. And as she grows older, that feeling doesn't go away. It actually becomes stronger with time. Her world gets smaller, quieter, and heavier. And at some point, it's not even about living fully anymore. It's about enduring. And then there's Leila. Leila grows up in a completely different environment. One where she's encouraged to learn, to think, to dream. She has hope. She believes her life can be something more. But life doesn't stay that way. Slowly, things begin to change. The idea of home doesn't feel the same anymore. Safety becomes uncertain, and the future they once imagined starts slipping away. And then their lives collide. Mariam's and Leila. Not by choice. Not in a way either of them could control. But suddenly they are in the same space, living under the same roof, dealing with the same reality. At first, it is not easy. It is not easy for them. There's distance, there's silence, there's that invisible thread or line between them. Two completely different lives, forced into one. But then something starts to shift. Not in a big dramatic way, but in small moments like a glance, a pause, a quiet understanding. And slowly, what starts as just surviving the same situation turns into something deeper. They form a bond that's not perfect, but real, built on shared pain, shared strength, and this quiet decision to not let the other fall apart. Because when everything else is taken away, sometimes the only thing you have left is each other. And I think what makes this story hit even harder is the world it's set in. Well, to understand that, it helps to know that the part of the story take place during a time when the Taliban were in control of Afghanistan. During that time, everyday life, especially for women, became more restricted in many ways. Things like education, movement, even personal choices were often limited. And the book doesn't explain this like a history lesson, you feel it. Through their daily lives, through their routines, through the kind of decisions they are forced to make. And that's what makes it so powerful. It shows how changing times and larger systems can quietly shape everyday life. Homes change, opportunities shrink, choices become limited. And more often than not, it's ordinary people like you and me, especially women, who carry the weight of that the most. And that line, like a compass needle, always points north. A man's accusing finger always finds a woman. Always. You remember that, Mariam. Well, this is the line that Mariam's mother said to her. And this line, it doesn't just belong to the story. Because even today, in different ways, a lot of women still experience things like being judged more quickly than understood, being expected to endure rather than question, having less control in certain situations. And of course, this looks different for everyone, but the feeling still connects. So, the next question is, who is this book really for? Well, if you are looking for something light or fast paced, this might not be it. But if you love stories that are emotional, character driven, this is 100% for you. And if you enjoy reading about complex relationships, especially between women, you'll really connect with this. And if you are okay with a book that makes you sit with your feelings, that makes you uncomfortable at times, and that makes you cry, remember that. The book that makes you cry, then yes, this one will stay with you. Well, just don't go into it expecting an easy read. And for the rating part, how would I rate A Thousand Splendid Suns? Question mark. Well, for me, this is a 5 out of 5. Why? Not because it is emotional, it made me feel something, but because of how deeply it makes you see the world through a different lens. It is one of those rare books that confronts you, that makes you understand the lives of the people who are facing very harsh realities. You don't just read this book, you carry it with you. And even after you finish it, it doesn't really leave you. So, if you are someone who's watching this video and have already read A Thousand Splendid Suns, I want to know what you felt, but without any spoilers. And if you enjoy content like this, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I've added a link in the description if you want to check out the book. Thank you so much for watching Garima's Lit Life. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a great time.